Good morning, everybody. We're here with Mike Russell and our first week champion, Karen Martin. And we're going to be discussing week two results. Week two already, Mike. We had a good week. Some exciting football this week, except for one game again. We're anxious to see what happened.
Well, it was, yeah, and you're right, John. There was a couple of games. Then the Bears and who was it? The Lions and the Bears. I think that was a crushing game. Nobody was guessing that one. The Vikings and the Falcons. Like I'm not sure how the Vikings only get 6 points on that one, but anyways, it was an interesting weekend, and so our results for this week, the top four was Charles Funk, one of our
Carl,
new members, very good, and then Dale Riddell, the old master,
Dale,
came in
Yay.
second,
Well done, Dale.
and very close right behind him was his son Elliot, who came in at third, and again an old I shouldn't say an old person, one of the original members, Mark Cosenzo, came in fourth
Oh,
position.
Mark, good
So
for him.
yeah,
Well
so
done.
it was well done by those four, and a couple of the people that were struggling that first week have sort of right at the boat. I know, John, you talked to one of them, and
Yeah.
so we've seen some great stuff. And in terms of the overall standings, the top four, some guy named Mike Russell finished still at the top, but
Well done, Mike.
but right behind him, tied for second, Charles Funk and Karen Martin are
Sure.
1 point behind. So
Ooh.
it's a close race there. And of course, the old master Dale Riddell in fourth position.
Nice.
Year after year, he's there.
Nice.
So I noticed
So
last night, I noticed the results that you published early this morning. There wasn't
yeah,
a lot of difference between first and even last. Like there was maybe 40 points difference between the two. Like it didn't look like there was a big spread. So even if you didn't finish like high top four, you're not
yeah,
that far behind. Like you're only 30 points.
Yeah.
You might have been one game or two games that you didn't pick. That Detroit blowout certainly would have put a
yeah.
pile of points on my score because I
Yeah.
but I didn't pick it by that much. You know,
Yeah, no, but
Yeah.
I've always been of the opinion when you have a big spread like that, where one team just sort of outruns the other one by miles. Nobody ever picked that. You,
yeah,
you have to realize nobody's going to go and say I'm going to go with the Lions by 40 points to win, even though they might do it sometimes. But you got to stay within that acceptance of what you feel is reasonable, and most people might go up to 12 or 14 points, but yeah, it's you get games like that, and you just have to ride it out. And you're right, there's the it's everything's starting to get a little closer now in terms of the spread between who finished first and who came in at the back end, because people are starting to look at it now and they're thinking, okay, well, I got a better of a feel for it,
Yeah.
as we know, before the first game, the first week, nobody really knows, because most of the teams, their starters are riding the bench, so you don't get a good sense of who's going to do well. But we're starting to see a little openings. Some people, some teams, 2-0, and their plus and minus is quite good. You're like a 20 spread, in terms of how they've been doing for themselves. So yeah, it's coming along. It's good, yeah, and I expect to see some other names up there next week as well too in the top four.
Karen, any surprises for you this weekend? Did you? I know we went over the game
Well,
on Saturday.
I have to say the Vikings didn't play very well.
Oh yeah,
I was kind of shocked by all of that. It was a surprise for me.
yeah.
I thought they would do better because, they have a good team. But, that again, and the injuries, I have to say, with Burrows going out, I don't know what he has, a toe injury or something that's going to take 4 months to fix.
Yeah,
But, CC McCarthy, I mean, he's got an ankle problem and soon
yeah.
to have, last year he had a knee problem. So these injuries can really hurt these guys and they can hurt the team. So we'll see what happens.
Got five quarterbacks right now that are injured. I heard Daniels this morning might be gone for a while too.
Yeah.
They're doing some work on him. Of course, Brock Purdy went out.
Yep.
So yeah, you've got a lot of quarterbacks that are down right now. So you got to
Yep.
watch that when you're doing your picks this week.
Yep.
Burrows, you said JJ McCarthy's going to be gone.
Yep.
Purdy's going to be gone. Daniels, I forgot the other quarterback. It'll come to me. Anyway, there's another quarterback that's also injured. So be
Yeah.
careful of that. Now, Karen, your
Yeah.
first week champion, we asked you back. Make some picks for us. Normally, I ask you to pick out the most obvious blowout game, but we've already picked the Dolphins.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to make you do that again. That is
Okay.
going to be the obvious blowout game, but there is
Okay.
another one. The way the Packers are playing right now,
Yeah.
they look unstoppable. They're playing the Browns, which did
Yeah.
look good last week.
Yeah.
Who have you got, and by how much?
Well, with the Green Bay Packers, I'm picking them over the Browns.
Yeah.
And the reason is because of a kid that they have called Parsons. He's amazing. He's like a Bosa. He's crazy good. And I just feel that they're not going to be prepared for him, the
Yeah.
quarterback or the offensive line that's average at best.
Yeah.
So I'm going with the Green Bay Packers by at least 10 points.
10 points. Okay.
Yeah, offensively, they are not bad. They have a pretty good quarterback who actually came out of Utah State and could have gone to Miami, John. Did you know that?
Who's that? Love?
Jordan
Yeah.
Love.
Yeah, I know. And
Yeah.
I forget who we picked in front of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So,
know that. Yeah, we could have. But we also
but,
did
you know,
that line.
yeah. So this kid, defensive lineman, he reminds me of Bosa. And as you know, the 49ers actually won their game on the weekend, despite the fact not having Purdy and not having Kittle. But they had Bosa, who made some great plays in the fourth quarter. So,
All right.
it really helps to have a good defense. And I think the Green Bay Packers have the best.
Yeah, they certainly do seem to have
Yeah.
a team. I'm not just a defense. Their team looks really
Yeah. Yeah.
right now they look, we're like world beaters, but as you know, in football,
You never know.
you never know. One week, the event has happened. The next week, no team's as good as they look the week before. No team's as bad as they look.
Yeah.
So let's go to a very close game. Should be Lions and the Ravens. That could be a Super Bowl, a possible Super Bowl matchup.
Well, I'm going with the Ravens, the Baltimore Ravens, by 7 points.
Wow.
I just feel that Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, they're going to be too much for the Lions.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, I love the Lions. And I think for Detroit, finally they have a good team. And I mean, it was in the 1990s with Barry Sanders that they had a good team. So it's about time, for them. But I still don't think they can beat the Ravens.
All right. That's a bold pick. But I mean,
that
was a toss-up game anyway.
Yeah.
To pick the Lions, nobody would be surprised. I think you got to give Baltimore 3 points for. I think they're playing at home, so
Yes, and the other reason, John, is when I look at Lamar Jackson, he's an incredible athletic quarterback. He reads things very fast. He knows when he can run. He could be a running back. He's that good, And, I just think, I like Goff and St. Brown. I think they're very good for the Lions.
Yeah.
But I just think in this case, the Ravens are going to win. Look, they've already got 81 points in the first 2 games. So that says something. And they played the Bills and they lost, but too bad. But
well, it was a bad loss to the Bills at 15.
Yeah.
So, Mike, what do you got on the Browns and the Packers?
Browns and the Packers. Well, let's see. Yeah, I would say the Packers are going to win that one. The Browns obviously have been struggling at quarterback and a few other positions. So, yeah, I would say probably 8 points to 10 points would be a good spread in that one.
You guys are very conservative. See, I picked 14 or 21. Maybe that's
go big or go home.
Well,
what do you see my pick on Miami this week?
They almost won Miami.
What differential you've ever seen, Mike?
Yeah.
You've got the Lions and the Ravens playing. Mike, who do you got?
Lions and Ravens, as Karen said, that's a tight game. the Ravens are at home. Both teams have good quarterbacks. I would go with the Ravens probably by about a 4-point spread to 6-point spread, somewhere in that range. But yeah, I wouldn't go any higher because that will be a close game, I think.
And generally in this type of league, when it's that close, even if you pick the losing team, don't pick a high differential. Pick a low differential because
Yeah, just learn
it's
that.
one way or
Yeah.
the other by a few points. So you don't lose too many points if you make a mistake.
Yeah. Oh, you can hurt yourself badly, and I think a lot of people have done that. They go, okay, well, this seems like an easy game. It's going to be somewhere between 15 and 20 points, and it goes the other way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Ooh.
that could happen.
Yeah.
That could happen. Listen, thank you both for joining us this morning, and everybody get your picks in. No special games this week. It's just one Thursday game, and the rest are all on Sunday, right?
Yeah, and as always, everybody just remember to probably the easiest thing is just fill out your pick sheet and email it to me for the Thursday game if you're not putting in the whole thing right away, because that way I have it, and then I'll just overwrite it when you send it in on Sunday. And as always, by Sunday, before the game starts, I think this week we have the 1 o'clock game. Get it in, and that will be great for me.
Right. Well, thank you very much for joining us this morning, Karen.
And thank you for having me on.
And good luck this weekend.
Okay. Game on.
Thank you, everybody. Good luck
Nice
this weekend. And
nice to meet you, Mike.
Good to meet you. Thanks.
Take care.
bye-bye now.
Bye.
Okay. Okay. Bye, John.